Forget all the alien videos you've watched before. In this video, we will share with you the traces left by Ibn Arabi using Google Mars coordinates. This great saint, who traveled the planets using Tai-I Mekan, a form of mystical teleportation, and left his mark on Mars, how was he able to journey through dimensions with hidden knowledge? In this video, you will discover Arabi and the Sufis' visits to the alien worlds of other beings in space and what they witnessed there. How are distances of billions of light years covered using Tai-I Mekan in Sufism? Does the soul separate from the body? And what is the secret to entering these alien worlds? Are the Sufis engaging in astral travel, or are they time traveling? You will be astonished by these Sufis who explore other worlds and appear in multiple places simultaneously. Not only in space, but Ibn Arabi also found a hidden and great treasure on Earth, and his mysterious journey is revealed in our video. I'm back with a video filled with thrilling and exciting stories. Get ready, because you will transcend reality on this journey. Ibn Arabi says, "I traveled across lands of reality with worlds similar to ours. Among these worlds, I saw a place that was entirely fragrant. In their world, a single day was equal to many years in ours. Some of them built structures with the power of thought, moving with a speed that would leave the human eye in wonder." He wrote these words 850 years ago. Ibn Arabi recounts this in the first volume of Futuhat al-Makkiyah. This concept of time difference was introduced by Arabi nearly 750 years before Einstein's theory of relativity. Now, you may begin to realize just how great a scholar he was. The beings he saw in those different colors were not humans. Today, we would describe them as aliens in English. Ibn Arabi continues, "I explored other lands within the lands of reality, where the people were entirely silver in appearance." He says, "Among the lands I traveled, the one I found most beautiful was the land of Saffron. The inhabitants there were incredibly warm and affectionate towards us. The remarkable thing about their food was that when you picked a fruit from a tree, a new one would immediately appear in its place. Just like in our world, they used vehicles. These non-human beings grew from the ground like plants. In their unions, no children were born. Their mounts could move as the rider desired, on land, in the sea without sinking, and even through the air. These mounts traveled with a speed that would leave the human eye powerless to follow. In that place, I saw colors unlike any found in our world. I discovered metals far more precious than gold and silver. One of the strangest things I encountered was the existence of objects that resembled air, but were not truly air." He details all of this in the first volume of Futuhat al-Makkiyah. If your skin hasn't tingled yet, there's much more to tell. Don't go anywhere. Arabi, with God's permission, is one of the spiritual poles who traveled throughout the universe using Tai-I Mekan, teleportation, to the places he was allowed. In the places he visited, he left various signs for future generations. One of these is the word salam that he left on Mars. As you can see in the image, the word salam in Arabic, meaning hello in English, is found on Mars. The salam inscription on Mars was first revealed to the world by Kafer Iskenderoglu. You can find it on page 66 of the book Prophet's Valley. The coordinates of the salam inscription on Mars are also provided in the description of our video. If you enter the coordinates we've given into the Google Mars website, you too can see the salam inscription on Mars. Now, what inspired Ibn Arabi to write these things? Let's start there, and then we'll journey into the secrets of the universe. The different races that Arabi mentions, like the silver-colored aliens. Yes, they can create a house in an instant and grow from the ground like plants. They have very fascinating powers and abilities. So how can we reach these aliens? And can we see them like Arabi did? To do this, we need to understand how Arabi was able to see them. Did Ibn Arabi embark on an astral journey, or was he traveling through time? Yes, Ibn Arabi possessed a miraculous ability in Islam known as Tai-e-Makan. In Eastern mysticism sources, these phenomena are explained with concepts such as astral travel and the astral body, the double man. This means being present in multiple places simultaneously, with the soul traveling through other dimensions while fixing the dimension of time. In Sufism, Tai-e-Makan is used to describe extraordinary situations such as traveling to a distant place in an instant, experiencing a very long period of time within a moment, or being present in multiple places at the same time. In other words, while being physically present in the world, the soul is traveling in other places, and this happens in a very short period of time. For example, while seconds pass in the world during sleep, minutes might pass in a dream. The journey of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, from Masjid al-Haram to Masjid al-Aqsa and then to the heavens is the most famous example of the concept of Tai. It is said that when the Prophet returned to his bed, he was amazed to find it still warm. Another example is found in the Quran in Surah An-Naml, where it is mentioned that the advisor of King Solomon brought the throne of the Queen of Sheba from Yemen to King Solomon in an instant. Another famous example of the concept of Tai is the story Ashab al-Kahf, who, despite sleeping for 309 years, felt as though they had slept only for a day. Sufis have regarded the crossing of vast distances in an instant through divine grace as a type of miracle. Ibn Arabi states that Tai al-Makan is one of the miracles that manifest when one is at the station of complete trust in God, tawakkul. The happening of Tay in the visible world is seen as a result of the individual's transcendence of their own body through worship and spiritual struggles. In these descriptions, it is emphasized that Tay comes up not from a desire to dominate the external world, but from a special manifestation within the inner world. The time and space that are folded or traveled across are, in reality, the states and stations of the heart. The human being, who appears to be surrounded by matter physically, spiritually surrounds matter and exercises control over it. Hoja Tahsin states that with the progress of science, it may become possible for ordinary people to achieve Tai-e-Zaman and Tai-e-Makan, enabling travel between planets, even galaxies. To understand this, we must look at quantum physics, specifically the concept of electron entanglement. If two entangled electrons are placed at opposite ends of the universe, separated by billions of light years, they interact as if communicating with each other. When one becomes positive, the other immediately becomes negative. This is a quantum miracle, and if it can happen in electrons, then much more can happen with humans. Ibn Arabi and countless Sufis could receive knowledge of life on planets in galaxies billions of light years away, and could naturally explore these places through spiritual journeys. If even electrons can communicate with each other, then he could technically do this too. Ibn Arabi traveled through time, covering long distances in a short time with God's permission. Not just Arabi, but many other scholars and saints have shown the miraculous ability to be independent of space and to be in multiple places at once. Figures like Abdul Qadir Gailani, Imam Rabbani, Imam Ghazali, and Sayyid Nursi are examples of this. One day, Arabi climbed to the top of a mountain and loudly proclaimed, "What you worship is under my feet." The scholars of that time, misunderstanding this statement and thinking he was referring to God, declared him a heretic and sentenced him to death. They even buried him in an unmarked location on a mountain. However, Ibn Arabi once said, "My grave will be discovered later." Many years passed, and it was the era of the Ottoman Empire. When Yavuz Sultan Selim conquered Damascus, he heard about this incident from the locals and began searching for the grave of Arabi. In the end, a shepherd said, "There is a place over there where neither sheep graze nor animals tread. The grass grows on its own and withers away in time." Upon hearing this, Sultan Selim decided that it must be Ibn Arabi's grave, had the area excavated, and found his body incorrupt. He had a beautiful tomb built there. Later, he asked why Ibn Arabi was executed. He was told that it was because Ibn Arabi had said, "What you worship is under my feet." Sultan Selim looked into this and realized that Ibn Arabi was talking about gold when he said this. He found the place where Ibn Arabi had made the statement and uncovered the hidden treasure. We've reached the end of our video. You can find many more hidden and mysterious pieces of information and events on our channel. Please don't forget to subscribe and like the video.